As I mentioned earlier, the Dak Prescott contract is currently the problem. It's the anchor that is weighing down the entire Cowboys franchise. They knew when they signed him to the 4-year deal that in the final year, it was a $55 million cap number that is keeping them from transacting business. They could get a lower cap number if they give Dak a contract, but he's got the leverage to say, I'm not going to quote my favorite line from Goodfellas, but it starts with an F word and ends with pay me. Here is Jerry Jones, not Jerry Jones, but Stephen Jones on the ongoing effort to sign Dak Prescott to a new contract.
We certainly have a plan and, think that'll fall into place and, give us a chance to not only, keep the guys that we have, the Diggs and the Steels, but also keep long-term guys like Dak and CD and Micah.
Is there a time frame on getting this deal done for Dak Prescott?
We don't ever, as you know, Jerry doesn't like to. I don't like to put time frames. But at the same time, it's a priority. These things happen over time. When they do happen, they happen really fast. But up until they start happening really fast, it's a journey. And it's really, as you said, the Cowboys, because of the fact it is the Cowboys and Dak get a lot of scrutiny compared to the time that it takes to do a lot of other quarterback contracts around the league. I mean, Lamar Jackson took a long time. Certainly doesn't get the scrutiny that Dak and the Cowboys negotiation gets. And there's others who are even more quiet in terms of, but take time. And, when you're talking about these type of resources that go toward a quarterback contract, they just take time.
First of all, the Lamar Jackson contract negotiations were the top story in the National Football League for weeks.
Forever.
And before that, one of the top stories, as everyone was wondering what the hell is going on here and when are these two sides
and
going to
that wasn't
out.
his
So
third contract.
I reject on its face the idea that the Lamar Jackson contract didn't get scrutiny. And the time to do Dak's deal was back when Jerry Jones was saying they're all in. Because you can't go all in the sense that the words have always meant chips into the middle of the table. That's exactly how he said it. That's exactly how he meant it. You can't do it if you have a $55 million cap number for your starting quarterback. But the problem is Dak Prescott had the exact kind of leverage that Jerry Jones has taken advantage of his entire career when he has it. Because to get the lower cap number, to get me to let you out of the corner into which you've painted yourself, you're going to have to pay me. And they don't want to pay him. And that's why I think, and you and I have agreed to this previously, it's kind of on a collision course toward contract expires. They offer him something next year. He enters the negotiating window, and we see if somebody else wants to offer him more. That's where it's heading.
I think so.
Because if you were going to do it, why the hell are you doing it now? Who cares if you create $30 million in cap space now? What are you going to do with it? There's nobody out there anymore. Your ship sailed. Your opportunity passed. Your chance to get better players is over. All you're going to do with that cap money is turn it around and put it in the Micah Parsons contract.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what it would be, right? If they do that, they finagle that, whatever, they fix Dak's contract, yeah, it's just going to be that money that they save or is left over or whatever is going to go to CeeDee Lamb or Micah Parsons. You're right. They're stuck there. But, yeah, I would think it's let it run its course time with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. And not because of like, hey, Dak Prescott can't lead us to where we want to go. I'm going to sit here and tell you that I am a believer in Dak Prescott. I think he can go to the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl, right? I know people are critical of him, but you know me. I'm critical of Dallas right back at everybody there too. You know, right? I mean, you've heard me say over the years, their offense ain't exactly reinventing the wheel. I don't necessarily watch what they're doing there in Dallas and go, oh gosh, wow, they're just everybody's wide open everywhere, and it's so easy for the quarterback. Oh my gosh. I mean, no, he makes a lot of awesome plays in the pocket, and he hangs in there, and he's tough as hell, and he throws the ball really well down the football field. Right? So it's not a Dak Prescott problem in Dallas at all. It's not. He's not their biggest concern. But when you couple the money and all of that, it becomes a concern. And yeah, he's had them over the barrel for quite some time, to your point. So I ask you, Mike, what are you thinking? What are you thinking with Dallas this year, right? It's 12 wins 3 years in a row, right? I know they're going to be good. they're going to be good. I don't think they're going to fall off earth here. You still look at their roster and you still go, damn, Dallas has got players. They do, right? So how good do we think they can be? It doesn't feel like they're going to be as good as they were last year or the year before. I'll say that. It doesn't feel that way. But, you still look at their team. You still go, damn, there's a lot of good players across the board, and they're gonna be tough.
Well, I'll defer to Stephen Jones on this because he also was asked by Adam Shine whether or not they believe that Dak Prescott is the guy to get them over the hump, which is the guy who would lead the way if there is a possibility that this team that's been 12-5 for 3 straight seasons can turn it into something better than that in the postseason. Here's what Stephen Jones had to say.
Absolutely. I mean, I totally think Dak can lead us to a championship. He does everything the right way. He's certainly the leader of this football team. It just so happens that, sometimes, that old oblong football doesn't bounce your way. And, we've had some tough breaks and tough games there in the postseason, but, we've won 12 games 3 years in a row. I think that's right at the top in terms of what teams have done over a 3-year period. And, we're hanging around the rim. We've just got to go up there and grab it, to use a basketball term, and dunk it in. And we're hanging around the rim. We just got to get the job done.
New catchphrase for the Dallas Cowboys for 2024. We're not all in. We're hanging around the rim. The problem is they hang around the rim and they get posterized. 5-13 in the playoffs since 1995. Something's wrong with this picture. It's not enough to just say, hey, we have 12 regular season wins 3 straight years. When they get to the playoffs, everything goes haywire for them. 5-13 at a certain point, and it's spanning multiple coaches. It's spanning different rosters. You know what the common thread, though, is? Ownership and GM the entire time. 5-13. That is not hanging around the rim. That is the team that is the perennial top 4 seed in the NCAA tournament that gets bounced in the first 2 rounds. At some point, you're like, what are we doing wrong here? And I don't feel like they're ever willing to take that step back and say, what are we doing wrong here? They're content to be 12-5 and get bounced in the first round of the playoffs. It gets back to what I've been saying all offseason long. They really don't want to win a Super Bowl. They want to continue to be America's team. They want to continue to be the most valuable property in all of sports. They want to continue to get 25 million people to tune in to watch them play, even when they're ass. That's what they want, and that's what they've achieved.
Well, they have. I think they want more than that, too. They want some glory hole, and we know glory hole for them means they want more Super Bowl rings. We know that, right? So, sorry, if the door was too wide open there, right?
But he said it, but
yeah.
Just quoting Jerry Jones.
I'm just making a direct quote, all right? And that's what he wants, and we'll see. But I think you're right. He's trying to kind of have it all there, both ways, relevance, most popular team, and within that, sacrifices can be made, and it might not actually help your football team or whatever else. They've been a little unlucky. I will say that too. Hey, the Des Bryant catch game, I always feel bad for my man Jason Garrett because of that. Then 2016, they were damn good, and Aaron Rodgers came in there and made a few throws and plays that you just go, well, only he in his prime could have done that, and that stung for our man Jason Garrett and company too. But, hey.
But not the last 3 years.
That's not the last 3 years. You're right. I was getting there.
Not the last 3.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
The last 3 years, that's where I'm going. They're not the better team. Well, here, 2 years in a row against the 49ers, they weren't better than the 49ers. You and I both know that. I think everybody knows that. We watched those games and we went, wow, they might have had a better record 3 years ago when they lost at home with the stupid, spike the ball thing and all of that. But the 49ers, were playing good football at the end of the year, and they whooped their ass that day, really. They were lucky to be back in that game, honestly, if you go back to it. Next year in 49erville, when they played them in the divisional game, hey, the 49ers were better once again. Dallas hung in there. Dak didn't play that good. So there, you can blame Dak there. Last year, everybody blames Dak. And I want to go, wait, did anybody see that top 5 defense in the playoffs? Oh, where did they go for that big game against Green Bay? I mean, come on. Everybody blames Dak, and I want to go, wait, the game was Green Bay and Jordan Love going, zoom, 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 touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. I mean, that's all they did. So, but Dak gets blamed, and that's where I don't love that all the time, too. Wow. And, I know a little bit of that's because you're the Cowboys and your contract, and that just comes along with it.
But still, this idea that the ball didn't bounce their way against the Packers, I mean, the ball got put in a place where I'm going to have a camera tomorrow against the Packers.
Yes, it did.
Right?
Yes.
So, and one last point, too, and this was a great point that Pete made, and I want to give him credit for it. When Stephen Jones was pointing out how the Dak contract is the focal point and Lamar Jackson's didn't get the same scrutiny, first of all, it absolutely did. It got more scrutiny. But don't start complaining now about all the attention that's put on the Cowboys, because that's what you want. That's what Jerry wants, and I assume by extension that's what Stephen wants. That's what keeps them America's team. They want the attention. They want to be the focal point. They want us talking about them, even if what we're talking about is something that isn't, a great situation for them. So mission accomplished.
Yeah.
They continue to be the it team in the NFL, even though the past 3 seasons have been SH it.
And the Lamar thing, to your point, was way, way more of a topic than this. That's not even close. We had people that retired that were in the Hall of Fame, the collusion talk, what's going on around short-term memory. Like, I got sick of talking about Lamar last year. I remember going, we got to do another day of Lamar talk. Oh, my gosh, I can't believe we have to do this again, right? And I love Lamar, and you love Lamar, but it was just exhausting. So, I don't think that's a very truthful comment there.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.